You serious?
Hello and welcome to another episode of How to Kill an Hour. I'm Marcus Bronzy.
I'm Sean.
How you doing today, Sean?
Not too bad. A bit sniffly. Sorry. I apologise in advance if I'm sniffling down the mic.
But without a cold though, right? You were free of cold.
Oh no, I just said that too, so we can still record.
Okay, cool. We're in a room for the next few hours. It's all good. Look forward to next week. No, you're good now. This is the show where Sean and I search the internet, find some funnies, find some funky ass stories, and look for new ways to kill time. This is How to Kill an Hour, man. If it's your first episode, welcome. Should we welcome them, Sean? Come in. Welcome. Chill with us. And let's get busy. Let's get into it, Sean. Let's jump straight into the show, shall we? One of the first parts of the show is where Sean and I find some jokes, aka they're called our jokes
Of the week.
Am I kicking us off today?
Oh yeah, you are, bro.
All right. Teacher asked a class of 6-year-olds to give a sentence with the word contagious in it. Little Jenny puts her hand up. Yes, Jenny, she replies. When my little brother laughs, it makes us laugh. It makes us laugh too. It's contagious. Oh, well done, Jenny. Next is little Susan. Yes, Susan. I had a cold recently and my mum said I needed to stay in bed as it was contagious. Oh, well done, Susan. Anyone else? Johnny has his hand up. Yes, Johnny, he answers. I was in the garden with my dad and our neighbour came out to paint his fence. He had a really small brush and a tin of paint and my dad said, it will take that cunt ages to paint the fence with that brush. I'm not going to lie, it's a favourite of mine.
So good. Little Johnny. You know what? Fast becoming my favourite jokes ever, Little Johnny jokes.
He's always bringing the smoke, man.
Out of the mouth of babes, man. And do you know what's funny? These are like the ones we can tell because there's some Little Johnny ones out there that are very spicy. All right, Sean, I've got a few shorter ones this week. Okay. Hopefully they're good. Sad news today. After 5 years of medical training, one of my mates has been struck off due to a minor discretion. He slept with one of the patients and can no longer do the job he loves. What a waste of time and money. Genuinely a great guy and a brilliant vet.
I'm gonna put it out there. My brain was going vet or like mortician. Or Okay. An Englishman staggers, ashen-faced, into a roadside bar demanding a large brandy. The barman is concerned. Well, says the man, I was just driving along and my BMW suddenly gave up the ghost. So I cruise into the lay-by just along the road here and open a bonnet. I've no idea how these modern cars work. I was about to call the AA when I saw these 2 horses came up to the fence and peer at the engine. And one of them actually spoke clear as day. I couldn't believe my ears. Oh yeah? Well, what did it say? Well, this is the extraordinary thing. It told me to press down on some bit of plastic until I heard a click. So I did that, and then it told me to try the engine. And it worked. Ah, said the barman, and tell me, what colour was this horse? Colour? What do you mean? The damn thing spoke to me, clear as day. In fact, it was a brown horse. Thought so, says the barman, polishing the next batch of glasses. Thought so, didn't you hear what I was saying? This horse spoke to me. Well, says the barman, I thought it would be her. The white one knows nothing about BMWs. That's another long trip to the pond. I can never remember the saying.
A long walk for a short swim.
I need to remember that saying.
I love it. I love them. Best kind of jokes, man. All right. I can't lie, Sean. It took me a couple of those. All right.
Okay.
My husband told me urinate on a scale of 10. I don't know why he wants me to urinate on a skeleton.
That's really bad.
I should say it better, actually. My husband told me urinate on a scale of 10. I don't know why he wants me to pee on a skeleton. There you go.
Oh, bit of wordplay.
Bit of wordplay. Yeah.
An old farmhand fell out of the hayloft and broke his leg. When the doctor asked him what happened, he told her the following story. The first day I was hired 20 years ago, it was early spring and the farmer let me sleep in the spare room since the night was really cold. In the middle of the night, the farmer's daughter came in and asked me if I needed anything. I told her no, and I bid her good night. She asked me again if I was sure, and again I told her no, and again I bid her good night. She pressed herself against me and asked once more if I was sure there wasn't something she could do for me, and once more I assured her I was fine and didn't need anything, and once more bid her a good night, after which she left. What's that got to do with your falling out of the hayloft today? The doctor asked. It just hit me, the farmhand said. What she meant. Oh, donut.
Oh, what a silly boy. Right. See, that's sick. I like it. Okay. A man goes for a colonoscopy. The man gets undressed and the doctor says, I can't believe I'm about to say this and it's certainly unprofessional, but I have to say, you have the most perfect arse I've seen in my entire life. You should be proud. The man awkwardly responds, thanks. The doctor continues, mind if I numb it a bit before the procedure? The man says, okay. So the doctor takes a deep breath, leans in, puts his face in the man's butt and goes, nom, 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 nom. I'm so fucking. Yeah, I don't know. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I'm sorry, Sean. I sat there giggling to myself for about 5 minutes. Oh man, that is. I love it. Came out of nowhere and just stupid and wordplay. Sorry.
I enjoyed that. Oh, okay. A father brought his little girl to Bring Your Child to Work Day. They were talking with other parents and having a great time. His daughter burst out crying and her dad asked what was wrong. She said, where are all those clowns you said you worked with?
Out of the mouths of babes. There you go. That's a sick one. Whew, okay. I was lying on my back and I tried to pass gas, but my nutsack was saggy and it blocked it. It was a scrotal eclipse of the fart.
Oh my God.
Shouldn't it be scrotal eclipse of the full moon? Of my moon? Anyway, I don't know, bro. Sorry, that's a shit one. I've done all of the good. Sorry.
That's a short one. All right. We all know that storks brings babies, right? But do you know what bird is most likely to prevent babies?
I don't know.
Swallows. Oh, I thought you might get that one, you know.
I went to a much darker place. I got to be honest. I went to a very dark place, and I'm glad you brought it up.
Are you going to tell us? Are you not going to?
No, one of the ones that wasn't so dark, I was like, her friend, but you know the friend. How long you're gonna be? Right. Okay. My girlfriend just dumped me. She said in a teary tirade, I can't take your shit anymore. You're so pedantic. Everything I do is wrong. I loved you so much, but it will never be enough for you. I'm leaving now. Me and Gary are driving up north through the night and you'll never hear from me again. She was about to close the door when I said, no. Wait. She turned back, tears in her eyes, with a glimmer of hope that still remained. And that was when I uttered those 3 magic words, Gary and I.
You know the worst thing is I'm so pedantic. As soon as you said it, I was like, God, to be correct.
I have to do that joke again. Oh man. Oh man.
That's a good one.
Right.
A 6-year-old little girl comes to a pet shop and asks in a childish voice, "Good morning, sir. Do you sell little rabbits?" "Why, of course, my princess. What colour would you like your rabbit? Black or white? Actually, my python doesn't give a fuck what colour his dinner is." I still butchered it.
Oh, no, that was perfect, bro. That was good. All right, another short one, but I like this is one of my. It's got me just. I kerfuffled. Is that the right word? Was it? Kerfuffled. What's the word? I'll find out anyway. No, kerfuffled is a mess, isn't it? What is it? There's a word that's like.
I thought you were initially trying to say like gazumped or something like that. No, that's when you were like.
It made me
stumped.
like. It was more than a smirk. It was more than a chuckle. It was less than a chuckle. I don't know. I'll find out the word and come back to you, bro. It's not what it's about. It's about the jokes. What's worse than 2 girls running with scissors?
Don't know.
2 girls scissoring with runs. Sorry, I butchered it. I'll say the line. The response is fine.
It's great.
The response was fine, but it's actually, sorry. What's worse than 2 girls running with scissors? What's worse than 2 girls running with scissors? 2 girls scissoring with the runs.
So bad. I'm not.
You visualise it for a second, because that's it hits you first. You go, that's funny, and then you go, ah!
We need to figure out. I know what you're. I know the term you were looking for. I think I know the term.
What is it?
No. As in, I know the feeling of the term that you're looking for.
Guffawed. I guffawed. That's it.
Guffawed? Is that?
What's a guffawed?
I'm going to say that you snort laugh, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Snuff. Oh, man. Wordplay is best.
All right. A man goes on vacation and asks his brother to look in on their mother and his cat. After a few days, he calls his brother to get a report. How are things, he asks. The cat died. His brother answers. That's not how you give someone bad news, he says. Well, how should I tell you then? Yeah, you could say something like, the cat went out onto the roof, you crawled out after it, but it jumped into a tree, called the fire department, and they brought a hook and a ladder, and they went up after the cat, but the cat jumped and fell to the ground. You took the cat to the vet, they did everything they could, but the cat died. That's probably how you give someone bad news. All right, sure, I'll keep that in mind. How's mum? She's on the roof?
That reminds me of that captain one from last last episode. He's like, anyone without a mum stand?
Not Ishmael.
So a man comes across something that looks like a magic lamp. So he says, what the heck? And gives it a little rub, and out pops a genie. The genie tells him, all right, you get 2 wishes. To which the man replies, hang on, I thought it was 3. The genie responds, check your pants, mate. I've been doing this a long time.
Oh.
And there you go.
Are we that transparent?
We are.
Do we have time for one more?
Sean, if you want to do one more, we can do one more.
All right.
Nah. It'd be great if you went, all right, cool, leave it there.
After a few years of married life, a man finds that he is unable to perform. He goes to the doctor, and the doctor tries a few things, but nothing works. Finally, the doctor says to him, this is all in your mind, and refers him to a psychiatrist. After a few visits to the shrink, he confesses, I'm at a loss at how we could possibly cure you. Eventually, the psychiatrist refers him to a witch doctor. The witch doctor says, I can cure this. He throws some powder on a flame and there's a flash of billowing blue smoke. The witch doctor says, this is powerful healing, but you can only use it once a year. All you have to do is say 1, 2, 3, and it shall rise for as long as you wish. The guy then asks the witch doctor, what happens when it's over? The witch doctor says, all your partner has to say is 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will go down. But be warned, it will not work again for a whole year. The guy goes home, and that night he is ready to surprise his wife with the good news. So he's lying in bed with her and says, 1, 2, 3, and suddenly he gets an erection. His wife turns over and says, what did you say 1, 2, 3 for? No!
I'm glad you put that one in the mix.
Leave that one.
That is dad joke premium. That's top level. Top level. Bit of smut in there as well. And there you have it. Those are our jokes
of the week.
Great time, man. Right, Sean. Should we do our killer bits? I mean, I've got some other bits I want to throw at you. But yeah, how you been killing time recently, bro?
What did I do this week? I went with my cousin to watch a screening of a old martial arts film in the Kiln Theatre in Kilburn, which I believe used to be the Tri-School.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I know.
I went.
We went there when we went to school.
Yeah, what did we go and see?
We watched a show and it had the actor that played Jeffrey in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as one of the main actors, and he came out and was like trying to do a really serious thespian role, and we were like, oh my God, it's Jeffrey!
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because he's from Northwest. He's from Northwest London, I believe. Or West.
I did not know that.
I think his daughter did some activity, like I don't know what it was, some kind of like, it was either swimming, horse riding, something at somewhere, and they were like, her dad is Jeffrey from
Man Like
whatever,
Jeffrey.
yeah. Amazing, like
Blast
amazing
from
actor, but I think when anyone in that show is always just their character for life, innit? It's like hard not to be.
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah, me. Anyway, sorry, you were saying, bro, you went to the Kiln Theatre in Kilburn.
In Kilburn.
Kilburn High Road.
To watch a film called Yes, Madam, which is a martial arts film from 1985. It was actually Michelle Yeoh's first introduction to the martial arts scene. It was her first martial arts role. And there was a lady called Cynthia Rothrock in it, and she was the first white lead in a Hong Kong film. She was a wushu practitioner.
So she's proper wushu. So she was a proper martial
Yeah,
arts, not just like for film. She was a real wushu.
Yeah, wushu is more forms than for show. It's not like you don't spar much or anything like that. Yeah. But and before that, yeah, Michelle Yeoh's background is mainly like dance. But it was I'd never seen the film before from 1985. It was brilliant. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
I very much enjoyed it. And afterwards there was like a Q&A. So there was Q&A with a guy called Mike Fury and Jude Poyer.
Okay.
And Mike Fury is the one who he's a writer.
Okay.
And Jude is a chap who went over to Hong Kong when he was 18. I think he's probably 40 plus now. Yeah, he's a stunt coordinator, a stunt man. And so it was interesting to hear about his journey over to Hong Kong, being like a white dude going over there, working with like legendary producers and whatnot. Yeah, it was
sick. And how was the film?
Oh, it was great. Yeah. It was like the typical
was it like X80s, isn't it? Yeah,
typical 80s martial arts film. This was there's a few different versions of this film. Watch the Hong Kong version, and it's just without wanting to spoil the film. It's one of them ones that's just like an absolute typical Hong Kong ending, which is usually completely the opposite of Hollywood.
Yeah,
like most of the time when I feel like you're watching a Hong Kong cinema and like someone just gets like the main character just gets like just wiped out at the end, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah.
Or 20 minutes in, you're like, oh yeah, the main character. Oh no, the main character.
Yeah, they're not the main character anymore. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, because
I love that kind of stuff.
It's nice to not know.
Keeps you on your toes.
Keeps you on your toes. Keeps you guessing.
Because it's like when you watch Mission Impossible, you know Tom Cruise is going to make it.
No, he might not though.
I mean, the amount of stunts he's done in the movies, no one can survive that amount of almost death. But
the old school Batman was like the greatest one.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, is the laser gonna like chop his nuts off? And you're like, oh, it's not.
Never even grazes him really that much, does it? Yeah. Were the sounds quite 80s as well? Because when I think of like 80s fighting films, I think of like the punches to be like, and I love those kind of sound effects because it kind of reminds me of gaming when I grew up because it was kind of similar sound effects like and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, like the boxes almost sound like slap sometimes. I love it.
It was there was that. I will say this as well. It was very loud.
Really?
It was really intense. There was like a point where someone started whistling. And like me and my cousin, we just both like recoiled from it was very loud. I'd rather it be that way than not being able to hear what people were saying. But the some of the stunts and the choreography was amazing. It was good. It was good fun.
So where can we catch this then if we're not in Kilburn? Because obviously we've got listeners in America, Asia. Well, in Asia you probably find it at a local shop, innit? If you're probably a lot closer to the source of it if you're in East Asia, right? But where would you find it?
I don't know. As in, where would you find?
Do you reckon we can stream it? Do you reckon it's a streaming jobby, DVD jobby?
Oh, it might be.
What's it called again?
It's called Yes, Madam.
It sounds like proper like a carry-on film. Oh yes, Madam. Yeah.
It's got another name as well when it was initially released over here, which I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember.
It's on Prime. Get it for £6 at the moment. There you go. Stream it on Prime. Sorry to cut over there, bruv.
That's right.
Yes, Madam. Also called, I can't pronounce this, but it's like Huangjia Shijie. I think it is something like that. So I don't know what that translates to.
Samo's in it. Oh, it's
Samo's in it.
Samo's in
Young
it.
Samo.
Yeah. Or younger Samo. Yeah.
Younger Samo. Yeah.
Younger Samo.
All right. How do I say this respectfully? But Michelle Yeoh, I have to be respectful because she's a fucking legend. Yeah. In I'd say in Asia and in Hollywood, right? So pretty much you're licking all sides of the world there in terms of film, yeah. I mean, she needs to do some Nollywood and then I'll give her the full respect and Bollywood, yeah. But she's really nice, you know. That's the nice one to say. When I see her on TV, I'm like, she's really nice. She's nice, you know, yeah. Nice. Yeah, man, because, bro, she's like, I got to respect her again. I can't be like, yo, she's a... No. I think she's quite nice, you know. When she's on the screen, a little smile comes on my face.
The year before, so 1984, she was Miss Malaysia.
Sean, I'm really trying to... I'm trying to be respectful here with my response. All I want to say is that checks out now. That lines up. That aligns with my thoughts process.
I thought it strengthened your argument.
Wow,
so therefore, you know,
she's she's a full-rounded human being. Dance, acting.
Well, actually, one thing I would just mention. One thing I found quite interesting was when we were talking to Jude Poyer, he was saying that actually most of the martial artists or the stuntmen and women in Hong Kong, they actually don't have a strong martial arts background. Yeah. Most of them actually have a Beijing opera background. Because one thing that I didn't realise is very much to do with the movements and timing. So everything gets done on beat. Okay. And they choreograph, they do the choreography and shoot it with the rhythm in mind. Whereas in Hollywood or in the West, that's done afterwards. So everything's shot and then they try and put it to like the specific beats. Yeah. So it was very interesting. He actually said that he believed it was actually probably easier to teach someone with a dancing or opera background to do martial arts films than it was an actual martial artist.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for instance, if you're a martial artist and you're going to punch something, you want to try and hide that punch. You don't want someone to see it. Whereas in film, it needs to be...
Yeah. We've heard stories about people that are good at fighting in real life not being very good at, like, fake fighting.
Stage fighting, yeah. And sometimes it's very difficult to... This is one of the things I found with someone like Jet Li or someone, is like, he's able to convey his spirit, like, on the screen. Some people just don't have that. I think the same can probably be said about singers or, you know, other performing arts.
Yeah, man, it makes a difference between a star. There's loads of people that can sing really well, but there's someone. It's like the star factor. It's hard to put your finger on it. Like with Jet Li, he's got that star factor. When you put a camera on him, he just looks the business. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? He ain't got to try.
Even when he's just like he goes to sit down and he's like, and he like pushes his you know to the side and he just sits down and you're just like, sick.
I think he's like one of them guys that when he looks up, he would make an amazing Terminator. He would make an amazing... I just think in a Terminator film, Jet Li would be sick as like a T whatever. Do you know what I mean? He's got that kind of like...
interesting casting.
Do you know what I think though? Like,
interesting
he'd be amazing.
Casting, bro.
Yeah. He's got a relentless vibe about him when he's in a Kung Fu film, man. The One. That was one of my favorites as well. That was a bit out there, but I liked it though. It was cool.
I would say amongst the like martial arts world, it's not seen as one of his better works, but I still enjoyed it.
It's very Hollywood. It's very Hollywood. Yeah. It's got that little sci-fi thing to it that I like.
He does that thing where he actually plays like the silly characters.
Yeah.
So if you look at something like Twin Warriors or I think it's called Tai Chi Master as well.
Yeah.
And he plays someone who's kind of like lost his mind and he's like really silly and stuff. But then he plays the really serious characters. Yeah. Like that's where I think he comes into his own.
Yeah, I think he's quite a scary character, man. So that's a good way you've been killing time, Sean.
Very enjoyable. But if you haven't seen it and you're into your kind of 80s martial... Actually, if you're into martial arts at all, it's actually, I will say this as well, it's got a lot of comedy.
Okay.
It's a bit of because of the Beijing opera background. There's a lot of slapstick comedy in it as well. I think it's quite enjoyable. I'd be interested to. I would be interested to see what your thoughts of it.
It's on Amazon Video at $2.99, and I think it's on Apple TV for free at the moment. But it's also saying it's on Amazon for $5.99. That might be like SD or 4K or whatever version you get of it. But yeah, it's on Prime, so go and get it. Speaking of films, actually, I'm halfway through A Quiet Place Day 1, which has just dropped recently a few days ago. Did you ever watch A Quiet Place?
I didn't.
So A Quiet Place is a movie that's set post alien invasion, and aliens can hear you, and they only track humans via sound. So there was a first one. It was kind of like a horror thriller.
I remember the trailer for it, but I didn't see it. It's like a family kind of running together on the trailer.
And you know, in a movie where you shouldn't make any noise, somebody always like cuts their arm or steps on a bit of glass and they're like,
crisp packet.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Or somebody's eating Pringles and fucks it up for everyone. So I was like, hey, this Pringles are nice, man. You know what I mean? Once you pop, you can't stop. That's how I'd go because I got to enjoy them Pringles, baby. But yeah, so there's the first one. There was a second one which was a little bit further on in the storyline, and this is day one. Classic Hollywood vibes.
Prequel.
We've gone prequel vibes. So we're re-seeing some characters potentially in that you see in the first two movies. And I've got to say, it's very formulaic, very obvious, but it's the kind of Halloween film I can get into because it's kind of got that right level of bodies being mashed up and ripped up without seeing too much detail. It's got the right kind of jump scare moment in it because, you know, anytime someone's like, you said, you joke in it, but someone could be like, step on a crisp packet and everybody goes...
Yeah, no.
It's really quiet. It's got really interesting way of conveying how the aliens work, and it kind of gives you a bit more backstory into what happened, how it happened, how characters got certain ideas. So I'll just leave it there.
Kind of filled in some of the questions that were posed in the previous films. Oh,
fills in some gaps, lays some new bits lays some questions down for you, and just makes it a bit of a fun watch. And I have to give there's a couple of actors in it that I just say they just really made it a fun watch, man. I'm going to make sure that I get on IMDb and give them a proper shout out, man. A Quiet Place day one. For starters, oh yeah, and shout out to the cat that's in it as well. There is a cat in the movie. I don't know what it's called. I can't find it. There's a cat in the movie. Makes a good honourable mention. Yeah, there's Lupita Nyong'o. I think I'm saying that right. And Digimon Honsu in it as well, which you see, bruv. When I see his face, I'm like, my guy, I know I'm in for a good film, innit? Because he's just been like, I've grown up seeing him in films all over the place.
I mean, for me, I'm gonna make he's the chap from Blood Diamond, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, I still love that film.
Amazing
so
actor, yeah. And he's getting because he got a kind of quite obvious roles in it. Like in the past, they cast him as an African man all the time, innit? African person. But now he's getting roles where it's like he can just come out and be an American or be a person who's an amazing role. So he's showing his range in it. Guardians of the Galaxy was good as well because obviously that's a bit of a romper stomper kind of movie. So yeah, loved it. I'll tell you what IMDb's saying about it right now, but I'm telling you, bro, it's a good chill watch. You know how I said to you,
half of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've only seen the first half of it. Yeah.
Oh, it's a two-parter.
No, I just turned it off before I came to the show. So I can finish my report next week. But so far, I'm enjoying it. IMDb is saying it's only 6.3, but this is the thing, right? I'm being real with you.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's slow horses, bruv. I'm not saying it's Jack Reacher. I'm not saying it's the best film. I'm saying I enjoyed it.
For what it was.
And sometimes I want to have a lovely glass of wine. Sometimes I want a glass of water. Sometimes I want a squash. So I'm not saying this is the best drink you're ever going to have and you're going to like have it and be like, oh my God, but it's a great film. Also, sorry, honourable mention to Joseph Quinn, he's in Stranger Things. He plays the guy with long hair, the rocker. I can't remember his character in Stranger Things. I could try and find out for you now. Have you watched all of the Stranger Things?
Just first season.
So, all right. So he's in the third season, I believe. But he's in third season of Stranger Things. He plays a bit of a heartthrob, bit of an arsehole, an amazing character as well. But he kind of shows a different bit of range for him as well. And I think he was British in the film as well. And I didn't know he was British. Oh my God, he's from Clapham.
Oh, damn.
From Clapham. Yeah, cool. I thought he was American. But yeah, no, I watched that. That was cool. A couple other things I touched down on was Black Ops 6 went to the Halloween launch party. That was at Tape London. First time I've been in that nightclub sober. It was a very interesting experience. That AJ Chase was down there. It's out on Xbox Game Pass. So if you want, we can jam it a bit and maybe talk about that in a bit. Feel like it's a bit early to talk about it now because it's just come out.
A couple of days, isn't it?
Yeah, and it takes me a bit of a while to get up that learning curve because there are guys out there that are like, I don't know how much you guys know about it, but like there's guys out there that are getting gold skins and like all that kind of prestige in themselves already.
I feel like I would, any kind of shoot 'em up games are kind of difficult for me due to my colour blindness. So if anyone just stays still, I'll just like bowl past you.
Yeah. Can you not I think, you know what? It would be good if you could give it a go. You got Game Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah. So give it a go. And I think they should, because it's a valid point if you haven't, they should have much more advanced colour.
No, but the thing is, so what they would do previously is they would have colorblind mode for the cursors above the head of. So you would have to, it used to be like red and green. And for me, I'd be ending up shooting my own teammates. People love me having me on their team. And so they would change it from like green to like blue. So it was like blue and red. It was a bit easier. But for instance, if someone just like lies down in the grass. And they don't move, I can literally be standing like right next to them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how I'm like when I first
I used to have it. I used to have it when I used to have
Yeah.
people on the headset, and they'll be like, bruv, there's someone right now. There's like someone sniping, right?
yeah.
So he's like looking the other way, and I'm like jamming next to him. Like, let's do that. Yeah, we'll have to
have a look, bro. See, like, because hopefully there are more settings. If not, then we can raise that point, bro. Because accessibility is a massive part of gaming at the moment, bro. Like, Sean, like, I'll be honest, like, it's become something that people are openly criticizing games for having lack of, instead of just being it's great that it has it. So if a game like that,
an expectancy now.
Yeah, man, come on, big Microsoft own you. You got the money to put it on Game Pass day one. Let's spend some money to develop to make sure it's good. So if you don't mind, check that out for me, and then we both get pasted in
I will say this.
Newtown.
I also wish that there was a mode in COD where I could just play with shit people.
Yeah,
because I'm shit.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to play with these Donnies who are like, I've prestiged 96 times, and I'm like, brother, I play this like 10 minutes every like 3 months. I'm not.
So I don't know if you heard the news, but people on the day of release, because New Zealand is so many hours ahead of us, were setting their consoles to New Zealand time to start playing, to get a head start.
Who did that?
Loads of people in the UK were doing it. Loads of people all over the world.
That seems like too much of an easy.
They were doing it, bro. 100%. 100%. So today, right now, we're recording this at 6 p.m. It's 6 a.m. in New Zealand, exactly 12 hours ahead of us in the UK. So it's 12 hours of gameplay.
But surely if your Xbox is online, it will pick up your regional time.
VPN, baby.
Would it? Yeah,
VPN regional time.
No, that actually works.
Yeah, bro, people did it. Listen, I can't say who, but verified people I know who are proper players that were at the party, but like I was playing earlier today. Mad.
So early access hack.
Yeah.
12 hours.
New Zealand, baby.
Early access.
So if you're from New Zealand and I'm playing against you, coming out the lobby, bruv. Don't want to play with you. 12 hours on me. And I went to a Halloween party. Swiper at Halloween party. It was they called it Stormzy's house party, but it's just called house party in Soho. If you get a chance to go there, it's cool because it's a bar, but it's like a house. So there's like couches and bedrooms.
This wasn't. Was it? No,
Poland Street.
No, I was just thinking if this was one that we went to. It was like a home house.
Nah, it's less like that. It's more like a house.
House.
Yeah, home house is like members club. You made us sound well bougie, Sean. Thank you very much. But this is just like a yard, so it's very 90s themed. It had like old consoles in it, bunk beds. Sick. It was a Halloween version, so there were actors running around. I had a great time. Drank a little bit more than I wish I did. Yeah.
Any stories?
Let's just say when I went to the Black Ops launch party the next day, there was pizza there from Papa John's. And let's just say I may have eaten a whole half of a pizza in about 30 seconds, bruv.
Soak up that
bruv. Yeah, it brought me back. But yeah, no, that was a cool thing that I did as well, man. So I guess, those are our killer bits. I think.
But was the COD event fun?
COD event was fun, yeah. AJ Tracy came down and did a few tunes.
Man, like AJ Tracy.
Yeah, man. And there was a lot of like just gaming peers there. There were consoles out, people getting to play it and stuff. They were giving away They gave away a couple of Xbox Series S's.
All right.
Didn't give away the game because it's on Xbox Game Pass. So I guess they want to encourage you to get an Xbox. DJ was sick. Tape London's a lovely little club. It's cool. This is wild for me, right? And this is going to make us sound old, and that's cool.
We are.
They had somebody and it's not the first time I've seen this, doing tattoos on the night, right?
Huh?
Shout out to my mate Gav Murphy. I'm sorry I can't remember your missus' name off the top of my head. She's an amazing tattoo artist. So she was doing tattoos on the night with another tattoo artist. People were just like, yeah, I'll get a tattoo.
Hey, this reminds me of the like the kind of fillers party that they do in like LA and that when they do these open houses.
Yeah.
And people come in and like look at the yard and then get like fillers and shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This is the thing. Like, are we talking about? Like a small little something?
So they were like
a full sleeve. Just turn up and get a full sleeve.
So people there were people getting matches. They were getting like little tags and stuff that you get from the game. Like 4 or 5 cards. Like because they had to do a few of them. Like a skull and crossbones. They were like the size of a poker chip. You know what I mean? Like that, maybe a bit bigger, a bit smaller, but like simple outlines, nothing crazy like a whole back piece or whatever.
Yeah, just turn up and be like...
yeah. And these tattoo artists were wicked. They're knocking them out in like 20 minutes. So we're just doing like 3-4 tattoos an hour. And people were just like, people turning to me like, yeah, what are you getting? I'm like, oh, no, I'm all right. They're like, go on. And like people had like sleeves and they were just like, oh, there's a little room there, chuck it on there. Like, because I'm not a tattoo guy. Like I'm just like...
Yeah.
Someone was just like, yeah, put a bit on my leg, whatever.
I think already this is the difference, right? We're both blank canvases, right?
Yeah.
So... if you're not, maybe it's just like, oh, just another one, isn't it? Whereas I think turning up to a COD event and being like, I never got a tattoo before, but I suppose this is a better time than any.
Yeah.
Do
you know what? Can I be honest with you, Sean? I thought about it, There was a 0-0 And I was at the time I was thinking I never want to drink again, and I was like, maybe this could be a symbol. This could be this could be a symbol of 0-0. No alcohol included at my foot.
0-0 will be, you're like, how many days have I successfully done this? 0-0. That seems about right. Let's go.
Yeah. And that is why I don't deserve a tattoo, bro. So I thought about it, but I didn't.
Okay, that's interesting though. I mean, just the fact that it, I mean, I've thought about getting a tat plenty of times, but just never have done. I just don't think it would happen at a COD launch event.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Pano Parker. He was the first guy I saw doing it. He's like a great guy in PR and stuff. He got a matchstick on his leg. It's on the gram and stuff like that. He did it and it looked cool. Tattoo was amazing.
What was the matchstick to do with COD?
I don't know, if I'm honest, bro. You know that you get like little tags and call signs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
the little emblems
and stuff. Yeah. Kind of like emblem like. Oh, okay. The match looked pretty sick. And the way they were doing it, it just looked so like such a small tattoo, and people were so casual with it. I think.
Is it almost like you were like, oh yeah, well, it's like the done thing.
I considered it.
Am I the only dickhead that's not getting a tattoo?
Yeah, it wasn't quite. I mean, thanks, but it wasn't quite peer pressure. But I was like, maybe it's not a big deal if I just get a little
something in the middle of your forehead.
Yeah. I said to a couple of people, "What? Some teardrops?" I get some teardrops on my face. They were like, "Yeah, what?" But yeah, anyway, that's how I've been killing some time, man. Anyway, Sean. Before we step into our news of the week, something that we haven't done for a little while. And that is our Would You Rathers.
The week.
I do like a Would You Rather.
And as usual, or shall I say from now on, when Sean and I ask these Would You Rathers, we will address the camera just in case you're watching and if you want to get involved. Would you rather get £100 every time you sleep or have no sleep at all? There are two.
Wait. Can I just ask? Is the second part?
Oh, sorry. That's really bad. Sorry.
It's not necessary to sleep.
Would you rather have £100 every time you sleep, or never have to sleep at all? Of the week. Oof. Now, yeah. I've got a little bit for this.
Okay, let me ask you this: if you fall asleep and then you wake up and you fall back asleep, do you get £2?
I think you're right.
So an interrupted night of sleep is actually worth a bit of peas.
You kind of want to live underneath first year students.
Right?
Yeah. You want to be like, you almost want a little, like this is a narcoleptic dream. Just sit at home and make that cash, baby.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
£100 every time you sleep.
So I'm saying if you're a normal functioning human being, that's £700 a week.
And that's if you don't wake up in the middle of the night and go back to sleep again.
Bro, I'm at the age now where I'm waking up for a little pee in the middle of the night. You know what I mean?
Man will set his alarm in the middle of the night, bro.
Yeah. You'll have red eyes and a full bank account.
Wake up, check my bank account, go back to bed again.
All right. So this is what I want to ask you. Does this count as a sleep? Is that a sleep or not? Because I could get a load of those in throughout the day.
I'm going to say that I don't think it depends. It depends who's monitoring this, because I'm going to go ahead and say that you weren't actually asleep just then.
All right. So if I did this, but I was actually not acting. If I did this,
if you nodded into REM sleep for a second, I think that should count.
You want all the way into REM? That's like the deepest level of sleep.
Yeah. But you teach yourself how to do it, right?
Wow.
Because maybe it goes. Imagine what the rules are. They're like, you're like, oh, what if I wake up and go back to sleep? They're like, yeah, but it has to be REM sleep. You're like, how are you measuring this?
Yeah. Wow, that's very intense. Go deep. Someone's over your eyes, in your face, looking for you.
No, you'll be like, oh, I made £100. They're like, 1 minute, let's look at your brain scans.
VAREM.
Hey, that was brilliant.
VAREM. Oh, we have to look at it and then we're like, yeah, he gets it.
That was a good one.
Or never have to sleep at all. I mean, that is in itself, Sean.
Okay,
think about it, right?
Depending on your character, bro.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say if you've got that, like,
you're a go-getter. If you're motivated and you're like, there's not enough hours for me in the day, but if you're gonna do another 8 hours of doing like fuck all, then you might as well take that sweet bill, innit?
Also, Sean, think about this. Yeah, if you don't need to sleep, I'm gonna presume you're not tired. And it's been a very long time since I've not been tired. Could you imagine not being tired, Sean?
I don't know what that's 8. I remember, I think that was about the time, maybe like 15 years ago. I remember
primary school.
What it felt
Yeah. I remember primary, secondary school, there's a couple times. Like, yeah, man, after playing like 7 hours of football, you'd have like Calippo and you'd just regenerate your energy. Like you're some flipping Streets of Rage character. have a little bit of food and be like, I'm back. Yeah, I'm going to presume you're not tired at all. So I think I might be able to make more than £100 in those 8 hours that I get back. You could work 2 jobs. You could study. Man, I don't know. It's a and then when you start going in that direction, never needing sleep.
But this is the thing, right? 7 bills a week as well. At the same time, you're like, you could, even if you didn't even if you didn't work, you could still live off that, right? So, it's a tough one. I would say it depends how motivated you are, because you could do 7 bills a week, and then that would mean that all of your free time when you're awake could be taken up doing the things that you really love.
Yeah. Or if you're the people in the comments going, well, £100 a night is not 7 bills a night. Is not enough. You could always work a bit and then you'd have an extra £700, and I think that would top you up.
Just have a nap in the day, fam.
Yeah.
Have a nap in the day, 1400 a week. Don't be greedy.
Yeah. Where's the most inappropriate place that you've napped, Sean? And I, of course, will share with you.
The most inappropriate?
Yeah.
Oof. At work?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I used to work in a call centre, so I definitely fell asleep in the call centre booth in my little working area. We had a sleeping room at one of the offices I was at, which was great.
Damn.
It was John Lewis. I don't think that exists anymore. And I think once or twice when I was really battered in an office environment, I may have gone and sat in a cubicle and just had my hands between my head, feeling sick, and then realised 10 minutes later that I'd slept like
3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just walk out.
Yeah. How about yourself? Oh, and I may or may not, as a student, have seen people fall asleep in a club. May or may not have been that. Anyway, carry on. Sleeping in a club's mad though, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got
a friend.
Yeah, we've got a friend. Yeah. Mate of mine, he this was going back, this was in Coco's in Camden. He just standing up, just completely asleep.
Wow.
We were watching Annie Mac. It was Annie Mac a while back. And we just turned around and he was just...
So she was banging out the rhythms and like, oof, 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 turn around and he's just gone to the world.
Yep. They're just, wait.
Yeah, man.
And then you're like, bruv, are you sleeping? Nah. I don't know. I don't think, I'm sure there must have been a time when I was younger where I might have nodded off at work briefly.
I hear that.
But nowhere. I wish I had a more interesting answer for you.
That's all right, bro.
But maybe I slept and forgot about it.
Yeah, maybe you just woke up and were like, oh yeah, great, I'm here. Lost a bit of time. I mean, did you ever, I remember I used to be an absolute artist, a perfectionist at the travel nap, waking up at the right stop when I was getting the bus.
100%. Okay, so on the way to college back in the day, me and G, we'd get on the bus, number 6, yeah, and then just conked out, and we would always wake up like at least like one stop before we had to get off. And there was like one time I was on my J's, and I like my head's like banging against the window of the bus, and then like I opened my eyes and I looked, and I was like, you just get that initial fear because you're like, I don't recognise where I'm looking. You know, like, I was like, no.
Did you overshoot?
Yeah, man, I was in Putney somewhere, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh, that was a good sleep. That was a good sleep.
That was
a good sleep. A friend of ours, is all I can say now, but he got on the bus from the West End in Central, and the bus was going all the way to Willesden, and they may or may not have fallen asleep, and the bus driver didn't notice, and they woke up in Willesden bus garage. They got on the bus to get back to the other part of Willesden, fell asleep, and woke up back in Central London. This is not a joke. You know who this is, don't you? They got back on the bus. I think they overshot again. I don't think they went all the way to the bus station. But man, imagine that, man. I could just imagine the bus driver looking at him and going, oh, he looks so peaceful. Maybe taking his jacket off and just tucking it over him, to go and have a little sleep. That's mad. I think the same person, no, someone else may have fallen asleep in a cubicle in a hotel and woken up the next morning as well. That's another friend of ours. And another friend of ours has just fallen asleep on the street in another country. You've heard about that one, haven't you?
I've got multiple instances of that. I know about.
That is mad. Yeah, so yeah, anyway, nap time. So bearing all that in mind, never have to sleep at all is what I think I might go for now. What's your final answer now?
I'm going to put this out there.
Yeah, go on.
If your partner has to sleep 8 hours a day, I don't know if that plays a part in it.
Gaming, bro. Think of the hours. All right, babes, you have a good sleep, yeah? Boom. If you were into COD, you could hit some big hours on COD.
I'm gonna go with not sleep.
I think I'm gonna go and not sleep as well, man. All right, cool.
The lazy boy part of my brain goes, take the bill, and I just getting bare naps a day.
Yeah, I get that.
I will get 5 naps in a
Imagine
day.
that, you can make, because then if you spin it round, I think you or I could make a couple of £100 a day minimum.
Easy.
Yeah. Now you're looking at 365 grand a year. Innit? Like, you get me? No, that's really bad maths. 52 grand. But if we know, we'd make sure we got in we get in 5 sleeps a day.
Bro,
we get 5 sleeps in a day.
I would make a solid 300 plus K.
Yeah.
Like if sleeping is competitive,
yeah,
I'm there, bro.
Yeah. I'll be like,
I've got you.
I'll be like, oh, it's time for my 3 o'clock whiskey. Gotta get my head down. All right. Here's a silly one, right?
Okay.
$1 billion. But that is $1 billion. $1 billion for you, right? $1 billion. But you are locked in a room with prime Mike Tyson and Ali for 5 minutes.
What, both of them at the same time?
Mm-hmm. And I take from this, right? This is the extra context. Ready for this? Ready for extra context? They are bloodlusted and will do their best to kill you. It takes place in an office similar to the set of The Office, American or English. If you survive 5 minutes without dying, money is deposited into your bank and any injuries, no matter how severe, are healed. You may fight back and do anything you'd like to keep them away, but they will only use their hands.
They got gloves on.
All right, I don't know, we'll get to that. But they will only use their hands, not just punches. If you lose, like, as in, they're not just going to do that. So I don't think they have gloves on from that, actually. Good point. Because he said not just punches, that means grabbing and smashing stuff. That's what it sounds like. Okay, cool. No matter how much you've healed, you may fight back and do anything you'd like to keep them away, but they will only use their hands, not just punches. If you lose if you lose consciousness. Edit. You get 30 seconds to hide before they burst into the entrance of the office. They are not meticulous. They are furiously searching. Edit. Assume this is set in... Lots of questions. Edit. Assume this is in the set of the office, only the office section. Edit. Both are mindless. They do not bargain or listen, like some Terminators of sorts. They are under the impression that you are the enemy for whatever reason, whatever you wrong them for or what. So basically, they are like Terminator mindsets. 5 minutes.
Yeah, because if it was like Tyson, he burst in, I'd be like, yo, Mike, do you want to do some DMT, fam? And he'd be like, yeah, can we do some? Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, sweet.
Yeah. No, but this is the Mike Tyson wants to eat your kids.
Yeah, right. Cool.
Yeah.
This is the thing, I just, like, I get it, but there is no way that, how long do I have to survive for?
5 minutes is a lot. 600,
how am I gonna
300 seconds.
How am I going to not lose consciousness with a prime Tyson, like, winging at me with bare knuckles? Who do I think I am here? Like
okay.
Mickey Ward. I don't know.
All right. But there doesn't seem to be an option here. So what would we do? What are we going to do to try and maximize those chances?
Oh, so if I was to agree to this, what would?
I mean, at the start, I don't think this gives us a choice. I think it's more, what are we going to do, really? What are we going to do in that situation? That's why I said it's a silly one. I mean, look, I'm going to think second by second. He didn't say, or she didn't say, how long we had to plan this. So if I'm going to have to do this, I'm planning as hard as possible, right? First, I want to be... Oh my God, I've just seen one of the first comments, which is amazing, but we'll get to that second. First, okay. I want to get as far away from them as possible. So I want to be on the other side of the office. That's 10 seconds of time. 290 to go.
10 seconds for a bloodlusted Tyson. Man will be over there in like a second and a half, bro. He may close his distance quick.
All right, give me 5 seconds at least. 5 seconds for a whole office, right?
Generous.
So you have 295 seconds left. What if I got prep time? What if I built a wall of...
The prep time's not included in... You get 30 seconds and then you have to do 5 minutes, right? It's not like 4.5 minutes.
I've got 30 seconds to hide, so I don't even get to like build like a table fort or anything like that. This is too hard, man.
30 seconds to hide. I would be strapping I'll be strapping books.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think like what could you strap to yourself to protect yourself?
Well, you need to
want
not
to protect
go unconscious.
You need to protect your head, innit? So that's it. You go. So your head needs to be protected.
You need to be strapping as many things to your face and chin as possible, because even still, if you get hit, like you're probably going to sleep in it.
I was thinking if I stuck
immediately in it.
I was thinking if I stuck my head out of the window, then they wouldn't be able to hit my head and knock me out, but then they'd just hit my body and like break my neck or something. So then I'll probably lose consciousness. I need to. It's not working, is it? This is hard, man.
You know, the worst thing about it is it's both Tyson and Ali, and just because of the way that Ali is, I'm just less afraid of Ali, even though he will still do the same.
Yeah, man. But that's even worse because you've got someone who's just with pure rage, and then you've got someone who's meticulously playing rope-a-dope for no reason and destroying you. He's like dancing around you, fucking you up. You know what I mean?
Just hit you with like a 6-piece before you were even aware of it.
Exactly. I mean, I've got us 5 seconds, Sean. What could you build on that 5 seconds?
5 seconds.
What could you build on that?
Bro?
What can you build on that?
I mean, I think you potentially want to try and get like some desk on desk action going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you want to get high up as possible.
Yes.
And you want to hope that like when
Tyson's quite short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And you just want to be kicking him in his face.
Yeah.
As he's trying to grab you, booting him in his right.
Yeah.
Wear some heels.
Okay.
So like figure out how to get some
size 12
stilettos. Just jabbing him in his eye with your stiletto, innit? At least some steel toe caps, innit?
That's 5. I think you've won us at least 5 seconds there.
The thing is, what you don't want to happen is to him to grab your ankle and just yank you down off that, because once that happens, it's game over.
Game over.
You just like, I don't know what Mike Tyson's ground and pound is like, but I'm gonna guess it's all Ali's, but I'm gonna guess that like you ain't gonna survive for 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes like this against Mike Tyson with no gloves on, just wailing into you.
They've made it too hard here. I think they should have kept the gloves on. Here's one thing that could help us before I go to the comment, which has got the most.
Interesting. Okay.
I might say, I'll pay you guys $250 million each if you stop.
Smart, but they're not. But it says that they're not to be. They can't be reasoned with.
I know, but $250 million is beyond reason, though, isn't it? That's $250 million, 250 million, 2,000. I don't know.
I mean, it would be quite. They were just like 28 days later, like their eyes bloodlust, and you're like, and you're like 250 more. They're like,
Yeah, that's a tough one, right? But someone said, which reminded me of a famous meme, I'll go in the attic with the cat, because there is the scene in The Office where someone falls through from the attic. So that.
When they do, what was it? That was the episode when he lights a fake fire in it, so because people would.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
White.
But it's so funny. To which another comment goes, "It's a winning strategy, but 30 seconds isn't enough to execute it." All right, mate, chill out.
True.
Yeah,
I'm still going with the get a. Maybe you would do like multiple, so you have like 3 desks, and then you have like 2 desks, and then like 1 desk. So you're creating yourself. And so you can be at the top, and as they're climbing from one level to another, kicking them in the head.
I feel like they might just try and kick the desks down or push the desks down that you're on. They would do that, innit?
But you need to figure out something that you could hold on to on the ceiling. I would be okay because a light fixture would probably take my weight.
Do you know what I might do? Do you know what? Well, not me, not so much.
You take the whole ceiling.
Here's what might work, right? Now, this is route 1, A game, boring game. But this might get me 10 seconds.
Route 1, interesting. Okay, let's hear it.
I'd run into the room. As soon as I got through the threshold of the door, I'd take a step to my left and I'd hide behind the door when they open it. Because if they don't kick the fucking door open, now that, Sean, come on, bro. Think about that. You know what I mean? If you do it right, if they don't bust the door too hard.
It's so obvious it is genius. Or they would just burst in and you would just become like a pancake behind the door.
Lose consciousness within a point of a second. Lost. But that could be good.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting tactics.
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting tactics. I'm going to go, I'm going to go with... I think everything would have had to have... And there's 2 of them coming in at the same time, right?
Yeah, man.
And they're working together.
Yeah, man.
Have they got good teamwork? Have they got good chemistry?
I mean, they're both at their prime, so, I believe that, This has been so hard because I'm thinking, is it like in a Jurassic Park film, you throw them a bit of meat and they start arguing between each other? Is that what you're thinking, to find something to get them to be into that? I heard that you. What is this? The guy that you said you're better than, and he said you're crap?
I was about to say, all you have to do is get the egos involved, innit? Just being like, no, but Mike, like last time I spoke to you, you said you would whoop Barley in his prime, and a look would happen, and then you just
they'd start fighting.
Just keep twisting the.
Or you could try and trick them.
You got to use this, innit?
If they're in prime boxing mode, you could try and trick them and be like, if you're wearing an office shirt, they come in and you'd be like, in the blue corner.
or as soon as they come in, you put a stool down. You're like, come on, sit down. And you just there massage his shoulder. Get the cold iron out on the eyebrow. Like one of those parodies. They'll be like that, and then they'll just go, what the fuck?
And you go get him, champ. Yeah. What? Or you could throw a towel in and see if they'd stop, because you never know, bruv. It could be like, like how Rambo is, still has the army stuff ingrained in him, so they get his commander to call him and be like, stand down, son. If you did use boxing tactics like rang a bell.
I was about to say, if they were like,
on a clipboard,
like, ding, 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 and they were like, oh, you're lucky. Oh. We're thinking outside the ring now.
Thinking outside the box ring. I mean, look, we've probably gained about 20 seconds between us with all of these. I think sorry to say it's mine, but the strongest one so far has been hiding behind the door. If they don't kick the door off its hinges. That's a great one.
I'm still gonna go with attempting to get as high as possible and cling onto the ceiling so that they can't get me. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
I can't see any other way of surviving, really. I mean, one of them is difficult enough, but if you're trying to fight both of them,
nigh impossible. Anyway, Sean, I think we've come to the end of the show. Unfortunately for this week, bruv, we've got some new stuff, but I guess that'll have to be in another episode. And of course, we do have our wonderful episodes where you send in jokes. We are asking you to send them to jokes@howtokillanhour.com. Unfortunately, our inbox on the gram is getting a little bit busy and hard to get through. So jokes@howtokillanhour.com is where you send your jokes to. And when we read them out, we'll give you a little shout out as well. I'm at Marcus Bronzy on all social medias. Sean, you are?
Nowhere at all.
Nowhere at all. But How to Kill an Hour is where you can find us as well, where you can see Sean and I, see the jokes. And just, thank you for listening. If you're new, one thing you can do for us is give us a rating, 5 stars, a little comment, say that you like us. It helps the algorithm to spread us everywhere. And we'll be with you soon. Peace.
Bless people.